Teacher!
Mother!
Secret lover! We're going to talk about Lucky 7. I watched 12 minutes of it and didn't watch the rest of it, and I think that pretty much sums up what's going on. I might watch it later when I need to fall asleep.
I watched the whole thing. It's ostensibly about a group of employees at a gas station who are all very hard done by. They all have some sort of tragic circumstance where like they need money.
Well, yeah, they work at a gas station.
Get money. They have a big family they need to provide for. One of the guys owes some drug dealers money. One guy's pregnant girlfriend who gives birth in the episode is threatening to move back in with her sister. I'm giving the background of the show. They all come from very dire circumstances where they all very much need money. Two of them think they need it more than everyone else, so they decide they want to rob the gas station they work at. They do, in the process, whacking Clay Davis from the wire over the head, putting him in the hospital, and the same night they've done that, they also all win the lottery. And then I guess the show, it's one of those shows, like as you would have seen, starts a few months in the future,
yeah.
something bad's happened.
7 months.
Cuts back.
Fitting with the theme.
So it's basically showing what leads up to that moment. I think the cast is good. The only problem is you basically took these characters, you showed them all being very hard done by, all of them you feel very sympathetic towards them because their performances are all pretty decent. And then you show these two ones who are just like, well, we're such assholes, we're going to rob our coworkers and like put them in an even worse position, not knowing that they were going to win the lottery later. I completely now lose sympathy for these two assholes, and like, so that whole part of the show just I'm completely disengaged with, and it's going to be a pretty big driving force, I think. There's also other weird, mysterious stuff they're throwing in there, and there's just other like things that throw me off about the show. The editing is very bizarre. There's very bizarre cuts and effects they apply to it. At one point there's like just a really weird montage of the guy like being really anxious at work, but it's shot like the frame rate's dropped a little bit, it's oversaturated, it's weird, and then it ends on a freeze frame, like a
1970s
Club, like freeze frame of like this one character just being like, oh, I'm just working on this car and I'm smiling, freeze frame, roll credits. Like,
did Miller Boyette Productions come up after it? As you can see, I've chosen to braid my hair because that's how just disinterested I am in this.
And watching these poor people in the
lottery shows have been done. There was Windfall a couple years ago, which actually was kind of a neat idea. This is just pretty like the same as always. Like
it doesn't engage. You don't, even though like the characters are portrayed well, you don't feel necessarily connected to any of them except for the one character who doesn't win the lottery. I mean, the ratings weren't great, so I'm not giving this show a long time.
Which is pretty interesting because I know for a fact that they just built a full gas station set replica on Eastern Avenue here in Toronto because that's how many high hopes they got for this one.
Yeah. So I mean, I can't really say for this one. I don't know if I'm gonna watch. I might watch another episode, but this isn't one where I can heartily endorse it. I'd give this maybe a week 2 losing lottery tickets out of 5.
Yeah, I mean, I was about as bored and disinterested with this show as the Teamsters that I watched build the set for it on the Flippin' Revival lot. Like, it just didn't do anything for me at all. I'd probably give it
the 12 minutes that you
the 12 minutes that I'd watch. I mean, it's not even like there was a lack of content. Like, I had 7 character introductions, I had all sorts of stuff, but it was all the same. I will give this 2 manipulative hand jobs out of 5. If you watch the episode, you will get that rating.
So yeah, Lucky 7, if you watched it, tell us if you think that we're wrong and that you think it's going to be the next big hit. Or tell us if you agree and that you thought it wasn't so great.
Yeah, if you can get past 12 minutes.
Then you got one up on her at least.
That's true. But who doesn't?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.